every ounce of steel and aluminum. The roar that follows is not just sound, it's a war cry, a declaration to the track that you've arrived to dominate. This is not just a dirt bike. This is the Gas MT-250F, a machine forged for riders who don't just want to win. They want to crush limits, rewrite lap times, and carve their name into the dirt like fire through sand. The first twist of the throttle will tell you everything. The MC250F doesn't wait for you to be ready, it demands that you rise to meet it. And if you do, it rewards you with the kind of performance that makes rivals disappear in your roost. Born from a legacy of precision-engineered European motocross machines, the MC250F is not about compromise. It's the perfect balance between feather-light handling and a power band that snaps you forward like a whip. The heart of this beast is its 250cc liquid-cooled DOHC single-cylinder engine, a motor so finely tuned that it feels like it reads your thoughts before you even twist the throttle. With razor-sharp fuel injection and a 5-speed gearbox, the delivery is smooth when you need finesse and explosive when you want brute force. It's not just about horsepower. Though it pushes a fierce 46 horses, it's about how every shred of that power is perfectly usable, giving you the control to attack corners, blast through straights, and fly over jumps with unmatched confidence. Every inch of this bike screams competition ready. The chromoly steel frame is laser cut and robot welded for absolute consistency, giving you flex where you need it and rigidity where it counts. Gas has mastered the art of balance. This bike feels as nimble in the air as it does tearing up a deep berm. And then there's the suspension. A WPXACT 48mm air fork at the front and WPXACT rear shock out back. Fully adjustable, race-proven, and built to swallow anything the track throws your way. You can land hard, you can take the nastiest whoops, you can throw yourself into ruts like you're on rails, and the MC250F just begs for more. The ergonomics have been tailored for aggressive riding. The seat is slim and grippy, the bodywork narrow, and the controls perfectly positioned to keep you in command no matter how wild the ride gets. Every detail is stripped down to save weight but never at the cost of strength. At just over 99 kilograms dry, this bike dances under you, ready to change lines mid-air or snap into a corner like it's on a hinge. This also understands that a serious motocross weapon isn't just about performance, it's about endurance and consistency. That's why they've packed the MC250F with features that separate the champions from the rest. We're talking a map select switch that lets you change power delivery instantly, even mid-race. We're talking a traction control system so refined it can keep you pinned even when conditions get sketchy. And then there's the launch control. Hold it wide open off the gate without fear of wheel spin, because this bike launches like a bullet every single time. The brakes, Brembo hydraulics, front and rear, with the kind of bite that lets you brake late and still hit your line perfectly. The clutch, also Brembo, buttery smooth yet brutally efficient when you need quick upshifts under load. Add in the high-performance DID wheels, aluminum triple clamps, and race-spec tires, and you've got a machine that's ready for the podium straight out of the crate. This is not a bike you buy to cruise around. This is a bike you buy to push yourself into that zone where your heart is pounding, your vision narrows, and every sense is dialed into the next obstacle. It's the bike that makes you addicted to progression. One more lap, one more second shaved, one more victory earned. And here's the part that stings for your competition. The MC250F gives you all of this without demanding the price of your soul. Retailing around $9,399, it's a top-tier motocross machine that delivers world-class performance without the premium tax you'd expect from the competition. Gas has kept it real, a price that keeps it accessible to serious riders, with quality that can hang with any factory race bike. But here's the real hidden magic. The MC250F isn't just about winning races, it's about making you a better rider every time you throw a leg over it. The feedback it gives you, the way it responds instantly to your inputs, the confidence it builds, it's like having a private coach built into the machine. It challenges you, but it also forgives when you push too far. It's that perfect riding partner that lets you test your limits without shattering your confidence. If you've never felt the rush of launching off a start gate on a bike that's tuned for perfection, the MC250F will give you that experience. If you've been chasing podiums for years, this bike will take you closer than you've ever been. It's not just a motocross bike, It's a weapon, a training ground, and an addiction all rolled into one. Picture it now. You're lined up, the gate about to drop. The revs climb, the ground trembles, your hands tighten around the grips. And when the metal slams down, the gas MC-250F doesn't just move, it detonates forward, every fiber of the bike working with you, every heartbeat syncing with the engine's scream. You're not riding anymore. You're flying, carving, attacking, owning every inch of the track. That's not just racing. That's domination. That's gas. Some motorcycles arrive quietly, slipping into the market without fanfare. And then there are those that walk in like they own the road, carrying a charisma that turns heads before the engine even breathes. The Kiwi Fact Evo 125 belongs to that second category. This is not just another commuter machine, it's a statement in steel, chrome, and adrenaline. From the moment you set eyes on it, you know it was designed for people who want to do more than just get from A to B. They want to enjoy the space in between. Its stance is aggressive yet elegant, sharp yet approachable. You can feel the ambition in its lines, as if the designers weren't satisfied with the good enough that plagues so many small displacement bikes. Twist the throttle, and the 124cc engine answers with a surprising eagerness, a note that's smooth but still carries a playful growl, reminding you that this is not a lifeless economy commuter. It's a four-stroke, air-cooled single-cylinder setup tuned for reliable torque delivery and nimble performance in the urban jungle. You might expect 125 to mean compromise, but here, it's about maximizing every cubic centimeter. It pulls with confidence, weaving through traffic like it knows the way before you do, giving you a riding experience that feels far bigger than the number on the spec sheet. Whether you're zipping past gridlock or gliding along open roads, the Fact Evo 125 feels like it's in its element everywhere. Price, that's one of its sharpest weapons. Kiwi has placed it in a sweet spot, affordable enough for first-time buyers and city commuters, yet stylish and well-built enough to appeal to riders with a taste for design and quality. You're not just paying for transportation, you're buying a machine that makes you want to ride more often, that turns a daily necessity into a daily pleasure. It's not trying to drain your wallet with maintenance or fuel costs either. With its efficient engine, you'll be visiting the pump less often than your friends with bigger bikes, but you won't feel like you're missing out on the thrill. The hidden features start revealing themselves once you take a closer look. The digital analog instrument cluster keeps you informed without looking cluttered, blending classic charm with modern readability. The front disc brake offers sharp, confident stopping power, paired with a rear drum that complements it perfectly, ensuring you're always in control even during sudden stops. The suspension setup, telescopic forks at the front and twin shocks at the rear, is tuned to handle the imperfections of city streets without tossing you around, but still firm enough to keep you connected to the road. Kiwi's designers didn't just think about the ride, they thought about the rider's comfort, ensuring the seat is sculpted for long stints without fatigue. Then there's the styling, a fusion of sport and street attitude. The aerodynamic body panels are not just for looks, they help cut through the air more efficiently, giving you smoother rides at higher speeds. The bike carries a certain mini street fighter aura, making it look more powerful than it is, which is perfect for riders who want presence without intimidation. The alloy wheels add a layer of finesse and reduce unsprung weight, improving both looks and handling. And the LED lighting elements, bright, crisp, and modern, giving you better visibility and making sure you're noticed. But what truly makes the Kiwi Fact Evo 125 stand out is its versatility. It's equally at home being a daily commuter, a weekend fun machine, or a beginner's stepping stone into the world of motorcycles. The gearing is balanced for both quick takeoffs and comfortable cruising. You won't find it screaming for mercy at higher speeds, nor will you feel bogged down. At traffic lights, this balance is rare in entry-level machines, and it's one of the reasons the Fact Evo 125 earns respect even from experienced riders. Every ride on the Fact Evo 125 feels like a conversation between rider and machine. It communicates through its handling, its braking, and the way it leans into corners with confidence. Even in tight turns, it feels planted, giving you the courage to push just a little harder each time. And because it's light and well proportioned, you don't fight with it, you work with it. This makes it an excellent companion for newer riders, but also a surprisingly enjoyable toy for veterans who understand that sometimes, less is more. For a bike in this class, durability is another hidden strength. Kiwi has built it to handle the demands of real-world riding, from unpredictable road surfaces to the occasional overenthusiastic throttle hand. The frame is sturdy, the fit and finish exceed expectations, and the mechanicals are straightforward enough that servicing won't feel like an uphill battle. It's a machine that's happy to be ridden daily, rain or shine, and that kind of reliability builds trust quickly. And then there's the intangible factor, the way it makes you feel. There's a confidence boost in knowing your bike looks good from every angle, that people notice when you roll past, and that you have a machine capable of keeping pace with the flow of life without straining itself. The Fact Evo 125 is proof that you don't need massive displacement or extreme horsepower to feel like you own the road. You need balance, character, and a bike that understands the rhythm of your rides. In a world where many small motorcycles play it safe, Kiwi dared to add personality, style, and a little bit of mischief to the. It's more than just an affordable transport option, it's an invitation riding every single day. Whether you're stepping into motorcycling for the first time or nimble city warrior that won't drain your bank account, the Kiwi Fact Evo 125 is ready to meet you halfway and then take you much further than you expected. It's a reminder that the ride matters more than the destination, and with this bike, every ride feels like the right choice. There are bikes that look fast, and then there are bikes that feel like they were born to outrun time itself. The Triumph Daytona Moto 2765 is not just a motorcycle, it's a living, breathing extension of the Moto2 racing DNA, pulled straight from the track and handed to you with no compromises, no half measures, and absolutely no apologies. This machine doesn't just whisper performance, it screams it with a roar that sends chills through your spine and adrenaline into your veins. From the moment you set eyes on it, the sleek bodywork and razor-sharp lines speak of one thing: pure, unrelenting speed. Every curve, every edge, every millimeter of this bike is designed to cut through air and leave nothing but a blur behind. You don't just ride the Daytona Moto 2765, you unleash it. This is Triumph's ultimate tribute to racing heritage, powered by a heart that's as close as you can get to a Moto2 engine without stepping onto a Grand Prix starting grid. Sitting at its core is the 765cc inline triple, tuned to deliver explosive performance that makes every twist of the throttle feel like a launch into another dimension. It's not just about numbers, though those are impressive enough. With power figures hovering around 128 horsepower and torque delivery so sharp it feels telepathic, the Daytona 765 offers an intoxicating blend of high-rev madness and mid-range grunt. You crack open the throttle and the triple sings a song no four-cylinder can match, a howl that starts deep in the belly and climbs to a screaming crescendo that dares you to push further, faster, harder. The power is fed through a slick, close-ratio gearbox that shifts with race-bred precision, complemented by Triumph's up and down quickshifter. You never lose momentum, never break the spell. Imagine a machine built not just to take you from point A to point B, but to drag you across deserts, mountains, and rivers with the kind of relentless determination you'd expect from a wild beast that refuses to be tamed. This is no ordinary motorcycle story. This is about the KTM 640 Adventure, a name whispered with respect among those who know the meaning of true long-distance endurance. You don't just ride this bike, you command it, you challenge it, and it challenges you right back. From the moment you see it, standing tall with its rally-bred stance and towering suspension, you realize this is not a toy for Sunday rides. This is a weapon forged for adventure. Its design screams purpose. High ground clearance, aggressive front fairing, a fuel tank that looks like it could swallow half a gas station, and a stance so commanding it could intimidate mountains into moving aside. The KTM 640 Adventure isn't about blending into the city crowd, it's about standing out where there is no crowd at all. Underneath that rugged exterior lies the heart of the beast, a 625cc single-cylinder, liquid-cooled engine pumping out around 54 horsepower. Now, 54 horses might not sound earth-shattering in the era of 200 horsepower superbikes, but here's the truth. Those numbers mean everything when they're backed by torque that can lift you over dunes and claw through mud. The LC4 engine isn't built for polite commutes. It's It's tuned for stamina, able to roar for hundreds of kilometers without complaint, and to keep delivering power even when the terrain feels like it's conspiring against you. The throttle response is immediate, almost impatient, like the bike is telling you, come on, stop thinking, let's go. Paired with a 6-speed transmission that offers crisp gear shifts, the 640 Adventure turns even treacherous terrain into a playground. The chassis is pure KTM DNA, lightweight yet incredibly strong, built to handle punishment day after day. Long travel WP suspension at both ends gives it an incredible 11 inches of travel, meaning rocks, potholes, and ruts are not obstacles, they're invitations. Every bump you hit becomes a reminder that this machine was bred in rally competitions like the Dakar, and it shows. The high seat height, around 37 inches, isn't for everyone, it demands respect and skill. But that's exactly the point. This bike isn't built for just anyone. It's built for the rider who's ready to go the distance, no matter how difficult the road. Now, let's talk about endurance. The 640-liter fuel tank can take you beyond 400 kilometers on a single fill-up. That's the kind of range that makes you forget the idea of civilization and start thinking in terms of how far until the next horizon. This is a bike that doesn't want you stopping every hour. It wants you to keep going, keep exploring, keep pushing further into the unknown. The windscreen and front fairing, designed with rally racing in mind, cut through air and offer decent wind protection for those long hauls, reducing fatigue on cross-country rides. When it comes to hidden features, the 640 Adventure has a lot of subtle touches that only reveal themselves when you're deep in a ride. The bike's ergonomics are deceptively clever. Wide handlebars for control in sand and gravel, a narrow seat front for stand-up riding, and foot pegs positioned perfectly for both aggressive off-road attacks and relaxed highway cruising. The instrument cluster is simple but effective. Speed, distance, trip meters, all the info you need without unnecessary distractions. The large front fender keeps mud spray off your face, while the rear rack is ready for panniers and gear, turning the bike into a pack mule for global expeditions. The reinforced frame design not only carries weight but protects critical components from damage, meaning it's as tough as the places it's built to reach. Of course, power is nothing without control, and the braking system here is precise. Brembo calipers biting onto large rotors, giving you confident stopping power even when fully loaded with gear. On tarmac, the 640 Adventure feels surprisingly composed for such a tall bike. On dirt, it's a different story. Light on its feet, agile, and always urging you to open the throttle just a little more. The vibration from the big single is noticeable, but it's part of the charm. It's a reminder you're connected to a living, breathing machine, not a sterile piece of commuting equipment. In terms of price, when it was available, the KTM 640 Adventure was positioned as a serious investment in exploration. It wasn't cheap, and it wasn't meant to be. It was a bike for riders who valued capability over comfort, and endurance over flash. Today, finding one in good condition can be a challenge, but the payoff is immense. A well-maintained example can still command anywhere between $5,000 and $7,000 USD in the used market, depending on condition and modifications, proof that its reputation hasn't faded with time. But here's the real secret. The KTM 640 Adventure is more than specs, numbers, and fuel capacity. It's about the way it changes you. You start planning your weekends differently. You look at weather forecasts and hope for rain, because you want to feel how it handles in the wet. You study maps and start marking trails, not roads. The sound of that single-cylinder thump becomes a soundtrack to your journeys, and every scar on the skid plate becomes a story worth telling. For some, this bike is too much. Too tall, too raw, too demanding. For others, it's everything they've ever wanted. Because the KTM 640 Adventure doesn't compromise. It doesn't pretend to be comfortable in the city. It doesn't care about looking sleek in a showroom. What it cares about is getting you out there, into the wild, into the dust, into the places where your phone signal dies but your spirit comes alive. Imagine a bike that doesn't just take you from point A to point B, but takes you into the very heart of the road, where every gear shift feels like a conversation between man and machine, and every twist of the throttle delivers a promise of speed, comfort, and control. The Bajaj Discover 150 isn't just another commuter in a crowded market. It's a calculated blend of efficiency, power, and reliability wrapped in a design that refuses to fade into the background. The moment your eyes land on it, you sense that this machine is built for riders who demand more than the ordinary daily ride. This isn't a bike you just sit on. It's a bike you wear like armor, a companion that moves with you, breathes with you, and responds to your every thought. Under the sleek bodywork beats the heart of a 144.8cc single-cylinder, 4-stroke, air-cooled DTSI engine, engineered to deliver a balance between performance and fuel economy that feels almost unfair to its rivals. It's not about monstrous displacement, it's about smart engineering, where every cubic centimeter of that engine has been tuned for real-world riding. Twist the throttle, and you'll feel 14.3 horsepower coming alive at 8,500 revolutions per minute, with torque peaking at 12.7 Nm at 6,500 revolutions per minute, delivering just the right punch for city sprints and highway cruising. This is power that's accessible, usable, and addictively smooth, whether you're overtaking sluggish traffic or enjoying an empty stretch of asphalt at dawn. But the Discover 150 doesn't just move, it glides. The suspension setup, with telescopic forks at the front and gas-filled nitrox twin shocks at the rear, eats up potholes, speed bumps, and rough patches like they barely exist. You're not just riding, you're floating, yet still connected enough to feel the road. It's that sweet spot where comfort meets control, making daily commutes feel effortless and long-distance trips inviting. The braking is equally confidence-inspiring, with a front disc and rear drum combination that gives you solid stopping power without harshness. In a world where unpredictable traffic can test any rider's reflexes, the Discover keeps you a step ahead. Design-wise, Bajaj has crafted something timeless here. The muscular fuel tank flows naturally into a sculpted seat, while the alloy wheels and minimalistic graphics give it a modern yet understated edge. The bike doesn't scream for attention, but those who know bikes will take a second look. The semi-digital instrument cluster blends analog charm with digital precision. Speed, fuel, trip, and other essential readouts delivered cleanly, without clutter. It's a dashboard that feels built for riders, not for show. Then there are the hidden features that reveal themselves only after you live with the bike for a while. The DTSI twin spark technology doesn't just improve combustion efficiency, it gives you a snappier throttle response and better cold starts, even on those foggy winter mornings. The ergonomics are tuned so that your posture remains upright and relaxed, reducing fatigue on longer rides, and the split grab rails not only look sporty but give your pillion rider real comfort and security. Even the under-seat storage is a subtle but practical touch, big enough for essentials, yet so well integrated you barely notice it's there. One of the most impressive feats of the Discover 150 is how it balances fuel efficiency with spirited performance. You're looking at around 60 to 65 km per liter in real-world riding conditions, which means your wallet breathes easier without forcing you to ride like a miser. This economy doesn't come at the cost of excitement. There's still enough juice to make those weekend rides to the outskirts feel alive and engaging. And when you're paying a price tag in the range of roughly 55,000 rupees, 60,000 rupees ex-showroom, depending on market and year of release, you start to realize how aggressively Bajaj has positioned this machine for value hunters who refuse to compromise on quality. But here's the thing about the Discover 150, its greatness doesn't come from just one feature. It's the way everything comes together, like a perfectly rehearsed orchestra where no instrument overpowers the other. It's light enough to weave through traffic, sturdy enough to feel planted on open highways, stylish enough to turn heads, and efficient enough to become your everyday workhorse. It's the bike for the office goer who wants his daily ride to have a bit of personality, for the college kid who wants something stylish yet practical, and for the weekend wanderer who wants a trusted companion for spontaneous trips. The Discover 150 also carries with it Bajaj's reputation for durability and easy maintenance. Parts are affordable and widely available, mechanics across the country know how to service it, and its build quality ensures it can take a fair share of rough use without complaint. This is a bike you can trust not to leave you stranded, even if you're miles from home. And that's worth more than just spec sheets, it's peace of mind. When you ride it, you don't just hear an engine, you hear precision. The exhaust note is a low, refined thrum, not a noisy distraction, reminding you that this machine isn't about being flashy, it's about being dependable and enjoyable at the same time. The gear shifts are clean, the clutch is light, and the power delivery is linear, making it equally beginner-friendly and rewarding for experienced riders. Every ride on the Discover 150 is a reminder that you don't need to spend a fortune to experience the joy of motorcycling. The more you ride it, the more you realize this is a bike that grows with you. On your first ride, you might be drawn to its comfort. After a month, you'll appreciate its mileage. A year later, you'll find yourself admiring how it still feels solid, still runs like clockwork, and still makes you look forward to the road ahead. This is the kind of machine that earns loyalty, not through aggressive marketing, but through daily, consistent performance that speaks for itself. The moment you hear the name Suzuki GS500E, your heart knows this isn't just a motorcycle. It's a call to the road, a whisper from the wind telling you to break free from the ordinary. Close your eyes for a second and imagine that first twist of the throttle, the way the engine note rises from a gentle hum to a deep, eager growl, pulling you forward with a promise of endless miles. This is not a bike for those who want to simply get from one point to another. This is for those who believe the journey itself is the destination. The GS500E carries a legacy, a reputation built over decades of reliability, versatility, and pure riding joy. It doesn't scream for attention with flashy electronics or overwhelming horsepower. It earns your respect with balance, control, and the kind of honest performance that never fades with time. At its heart lies a 487cc parallel twin engine, air-cooled and tuned for smooth, linear power delivery. This isn't a machine that tries to intimidate you, it welcomes you in. With around 47 horsepower, the GS500E strikes that perfect sweet spot where it's quick enough to thrill yet manageable enough for riders who value precision over raw brutality. The throttle response is crisp, the gearing is forgiving, and the mid-range torque ensures that whether you're cruising through city streets, slicing through mountain twisties, or overtaking on the highway, the bike feels ready, eager, and composed. It's that rare combination, accessible to newer riders, yet deeply satisfying for veterans who appreciate the purity of a well-balanced machine. The chassis is built to inspire confidence. A steel tube frame provides rigidity without feeling harsh, allowing the GS500E to carve corners with stability that belies its modest price tag. The suspension, with telescopic forks up front and a monoshock in the rear, is tuned for everyday usability, soft enough to absorb rough roads yet firm enough to keep the bike planted in spirited riding. The handling is nimble but never twitchy, striking a balance that makes every ride a dance between you and the asphalt. Add to that a relatively low seat height, and you have a bike that feels approachable, natural, and comfortable even on long hauls. And then there's the price. One of the GS500E's greatest weapons is its value proposition. Even when brand new, it was considered one of the most affordable mid-capacity bikes in its class, delivering performance and reliability without breaking the bank. Today, as a used option, it's almost unbeatable. You get a robust, easy-to-maintain machine that can handle daily commuting, weekend rides, and cross-country adventures with equal grace, often for a fraction of the cost of newer, more complicated bikes. Its fuel economy is another secret strength, sipping fuel at a rate that keeps your wallet happy while still letting you enjoy the open road. But perhaps the most compelling part of the GS500E's story is in its hidden features, not flashy gimmicks, but qualities that reveal themselves the more you ride. This bike is a masterclass in mechanical simplicity. The air-cooled engine means fewer components to worry about, less maintenance complexity, and a timeless resilience to the miles ahead. Its carbureted fuel system is to work on, empowering riders to learn and maintain their machines without expensive service bills. The ergonomics are cleverly designed, upright enough for comfort, slightly forward enough for sport, giving you the flexibility to adapt your riding style on the fly. And because Suzuki built the GS500E to last, you'll find countless examples still on the road today, their engines purring as smoothly as the day they left the factory. There's also something unspoken that the GS500E offers, a connection to the ride that's slowly disappearing in today's tech-heavy motorcycle market. No ride modes, no traction control, no digital babysitters, just you, the throttle, and the road. It teaches you to feel the bike, to listen to it, to trust your instincts. That bond between rider and machine is something no electronics package can replicate, and it's why the GS500E still holds a special place in the hearts of those who have owned one. And make no mistake, this bike can surprise you. Many underestimate it because it does boast outrageous numbers on paper, but out on the road, the GS500E becomes alive. Its acceleration is brisk, its stability at highway speeds is rock solid, and in the right hands, it can keep up with far more powerful machines through the corners. It's a bike that rewards skill rather than hiding behind horsepower, giving you the satisfaction of mastering its every nuance. For those who travel, the GS500E's reliability is almost legendary. Owners tell stories of crossing entire countries with nothing more than a small toolkit and a spare spark plug. The engine has a reputation for running tens of thousands of miles without complaint, provided you show it basic care. And when you do need parts, they're widely available and affordable, thanks to Suzuki's global presence and the bike's long production run. It's this dependability that makes it as appealing to the daily commuter as it is to the weekend explorer. Even in terms of style, the GS500E has its charm. Its design is clean, purposeful, and timeless, free from the excesses of overly aggressive styling trends. The exposed engine, the simple round headlight, the uncluttered lines, there's a purity to its look that reflects the purity of its ride. And for those inclined, it's a blank canvas for customization. Many riders have turned their GS500Es into cafe racers, scramblers, or minimalist naked bikes, a testament to the platform's adaptability. In a world where motorcycles are becoming ever more complicated, the Suzuki GS500E stands as a reminder of what truly matters. It's not about chasing the highest top speed or packing in the most tech. It's about the feeling of freedom when the road opens up before you, about the confidence in knowing your bike will take you wherever you dare to go, and about the joy of a machine that doesn't just carry you but becomes a part of you. Imagine a road stretching endlessly ahead, the horizon glowing under a golden sunset, the wind tugging at your jacket, and beneath you, a machine that feels less like a motorcycle and more like an extension of your very soul. That's not just any ride. That's the Harley-Davidson Lowrider S, a name that has become a war cry for those who demand raw power, unapologetic style, and a pure, visceral connection between man and machine. This isn't about commuting from point A to point B. This is about owning every inch of the road in between. From the first glance, the Lowrider S doesn't whisper, it growls. It's not polite, it doesn't ask for your attention, it commands it. Draped in dark finishes, aggressive lines, and a stance that says it's ready to pounce, this bike embodies the outlaw spirit Harley has refined over decades. The single-seat setup tells you everything about its purpose. It's a rider's machine, built for the one in command. No unnecessary extras, no compromises. Just a powerful engine, an aggressive riding position, and a look that makes you feel like about to star in your own road movie. Beneath the blacked-out bodywork beats the Milwaukee 117V twin engine, Harley's most potent power plant available in a factory softail. This isn't just an engine, it's a thunderstorm wrapped in metal. With 1,923 cc of displacement, it delivers a relentless surge of torque that hits hard and keeps pulling, giving you that iconic Harley rumble with a ferocity that's almost intimidating. Crack open the throttle, and it doesn't just accelerate, it lunges forward, the kind of raw, immediate power that makes your pulse quicken. You feel it in your chest, in your bones, and in that grin you can't hide beneath your helmet. This is power you don't measure just in horsepower, you measure it in the way it makes the world blur around you. The Lowrider S isn't about top-end numbers and spec sheet battles, it's about delivering real-world dominance. The torque is available low in the rev range, making every twist of the wrist a statement. The chassis, built on Harley's Softail platform, feels rock solid at speed yet agile enough to carve through curves with confidence. The inverted front forks and monoshock rear suspension work together to give you handling that's tight and responsive without losing that heavy, planted feel Harley riders love. Add dual front disc brakes with ABS, and you've got the stopping power to match the go power. It's the perfect balance between muscle and control. The price, depending on your market, the Harley-Davidson Lowrider S commands a figure that sits around $18,199 in the US, but let's be clear, you're not just paying for a motorcycle. You're paying for an experience, a legacy, and a ride that instantly elevates you into a league of riders who understand what true freedom feels like. For those who see it as just a bike, they'll never understand. For those who know, it's worth every single dollar. But here's where the lowrider S hides its fangs. There are details you won't catch unless you're paying attention. The 2x2 offset shotgun exhaust isn't just about aesthetics. It's tuned to deliver that deep, aggressive note that makes people turn their heads before they even see you. The digital gauge discreetly integrated into the handlebar riser keeps your view clean and uncluttered, letting you focus on the road while still that's at a glance. The stretched 5-gallon fuel tank means you can ride longer without breaking the spell, and the mid-mount controls put you in a commanding yet comfortable position, aggressive enough for performance riding, relaxed enough for the long haul. Even the LED lighting isn't just for modern style, it throws a sharp, clear beam that cuts through darkness like a blade, keeping you visible and confident when the sun goes down. And those cast aluminum wheels, light, strong, and perfect for translating that engine's brute force to the pavement without missing a beat. The attention to detail is surgical, everything here serves a purpose. There's no chrome overload, no gimmicks. The look is stripped down, mean, and utterly focused. Riding the lowrider S is an experience that plays with all your senses. The rumble beneath you is almost alive, vibrating through the bars and into your hands like a steady heartbeat. The scent of hot metal and gasoline mixes with the wind, and the sound, the sound, isn't just noise, it's a voice. It speaks of rebellion, of roads yet ridden, of nights when the only light is the moon and the only sound is the roll of your tires over asphalt. You lean into a corner and the bike feels like it's reading your mind, holding the line effortlessly, pushing you to trust it more, to ride harder. There's something about the lowrider S that pulls you out of the ordinary and into a different headspace. You don't ride it thinking about emails, schedules, or bills. You ride it thinking about the next curve, the next town, the next horizon. It strips away everything that doesn't matter and leaves you with nothing but the pure joy of motion. In that way, it's more than just a motorcycle, it's a reset button for the soul. For many, Harley-Davidson represents an attitude. The lowrider S takes all of that and injects it with steroids. It's not trying to please everyone. If anything, it's deliberately intimidating to those who don't understand its language. But for the rider who does, every ride feels like an unspoken pact between you and the machine. It will give you everything. Power, style, and presence, but it expects you to respect it, to ride with intention, and to understand that freedom always comes with responsibility. Even parked, the lowrider S tells a story. You walk away from it and find yourself looking back over your shoulder, just to admire the way it sits, low, muscular, like it's waiting for the next command. Strangers will stop to look at it, to ask about it, to tell you about the Harley they used to have or the one they've always wanted. It's a conversation starter, a bridge between generations of riders, a symbol that the spirit of the open road is still alive and kicking. All the way under your wheels, falls to life, the air itself seems to pause in respect. At its heart beats an engine that is nothing short of monumental, a 1,402cc air and oil-cooled inline-4 that delivers an experience as old school as it is unstoppable. This isn't about screaming at 14,000 revolutions per minute like a supersport. It's about mountains of torque, the kind that surges forward from idle, the kind that makes every twist of the throttle feel like you're bending the world to your will. Around 106 horsepower might sound humble to those obsessed with numbers, but the GX 1400's real magic lies in its torque. Over 126 Newton meters of it, available low and fat, ready to turn a city ride into a street takeover or a highway cruise into a personal conquest. There's no frantic chasing of the power band. It's always there, always ready, like a loyal but dangerous companion. The design is a love letter to the classic muscle bike era, but with an unmistakable Suzuki edge. The massive twin-shock rear end, the sweeping, sculpted tank, the wide handlebars, it's as if every curve was drawn with a single goal in mind: dominance. It's not a featherweight track toy, it's a heavyweight gladiator built for real roads. Every part of it speaks of stability, confidence, and sheer presence. Even standing still, the GX 1400 commands attention in a way that leaves other bikes looking like background extras. In the real world, This bike is a dream for riders who want instant, usable power without needing to wring the life out of the engine. The 6-speed gearbox is perfectly matched to its grunt-heavy nature, offering long, satisfying pulls through each gear. Whether you're overtaking traffic without even downshifting or effortlessly holding triple-digit speeds on the open road, the GX 1400 makes it feel almost too easy. And yet, it never feels disconnected. You feel every beat of that big 4-cylinder, every deep throb through the frame, every subtle vibration reminding you that you're riding something alive. Handling-wise, Suzuki didn't build the GX 1400 to be a knife-edged corner carver, but don't let its size fool you. The suspension, adjustable front and rear, is more than capable of soaking up rough roads while still keeping the big machine composed in the twisties. Wide bars give excellent leverage, making it surprisingly agile for its size. This is a bike that can hustle when you ask it to, but it prefers to dominate the road with measured, unstoppable force rather than frantic flicks. The brakes, twin 320mm discs up front with 4-piston calipers, are strong enough to rein in the beast without drama, and the rear disc complements them perfectly for smooth, controlled stops. No unnecessary electronics. No ride modes, no traction control. This is pure, unfiltered riding, relying on your skill and the bike's natural stability. It's a refreshing honesty in an age of overly computerized machines. When it comes to price, the GX 1400 was never about being cheap. It was about delivering value in the form of pure, enduring quality. Back in its production years, it offered one of the most powerful, torque-rich engines in the naked bike segment for a price that undercut many of its European rivals. Today, it's a sought-after machine in the used market, a bike whose value has held not just in money, but in reputation. Those who own them rarely part with them, and those who ride them often say it's the one bike they regret selling. That says everything you need to know. And then, there are the hidden features, the things you don't fully appreciate until you live with it. The seat, for instance, is wide and supportive enough for true long-distance comfort, making it as much a tourer as it is a muscle bike. The passenger accommodations are equally generous, something rare in a segment where pillions are often treated as afterthoughts. The fuel tank, holding a generous amount, gives it a range that matches its touring capability, meaning you can eat up hundreds of kilometers without constantly searching for fuel stops. The dual rear shocks are allowing you to tailor the ride to your load, your style, and your road conditions. There's also the simple, analog pleasure of its instrumentation, clear dials that tell you everything you need without distraction, letting you focus on the ride instead of navigating digital menus. The build quality is exactly what you'd expect from Suzuki's golden era: thick, durable paint, solid metal components, and an engine that, with basic maintenance, will outlast most riders' ambitions. But perhaps the GX 1400's greatest hidden feature is its personality. Unlike many modern machines, which can feel clinical in their perfection, the GX 1400 feels like it has a soul. It rewards smooth, confident riding but will happily roar if you provoke it. It can be a gentle giant on a lazy Sunday cruise, or a relentless force when you twist the throttle in. The Suzuki GX 1400 may no longer roll off the production line, but it lives on as a legend among those who understand what it truly means to ride. In an age of electronic assists, featherweight frames, and ever higher redlines, it stands as a monument to a time when cubic centimeters and mechanical muscle ruled the road. When the bond between man and machine was direct, unfiltered, and deeply personal. When you didn't just ride a bike, you commanded it, and it obeyed with a deep, resonant growl that you felt in your bones. Some machines don't just ride. They leave your memory with the kind of power, grace, and engineering perfection that only comes when passion meets purpose. The Honda VFR 800F is one of those machines. This isn't just a sport touring motorcycle, it's a story written in speed, comfort, and precision. The moment your eyes meet its aerodynamic silhouette, you feel that unmistakable pull, as if the bike is whispering, "Let's go further than you've ever gone before." The sleek fairing, sculpted lines, and the aggressive yet elegant stance aren't just for looks. They are the promise of performance and endurance, waiting for your command. The VFR 800F is powered by Honda's legendary 782cc liquid-cooled V4 engine, a configuration that has been a signature of the VFR lineage for decades. This isn't just an engine, it's a symphony. Each press of the throttle brings a smooth wave of torque, and the moment the VTEC system kicks in, it's like the bike takes a deep breath before exploding forward with new life. That intoxicating growl from the exhaust is unmistakable, a sound that riders across the globe can recognize with their eyes closed. It makes every ride not just transportation, but a performance, where you are both the conductor and the audience. With around 104 horsepower on tap, the VFR 800F strikes that sweet balance, fast enough to thrill you on the open road, yet refined enough to cruise all day without exhausting you. But power alone isn't what makes this machine special, it's how Honda has mastered the art of delivering it. The power delivery is smooth, predictable, and confidence-inspiring, giving you complete control whether you're carving mountain twisties or overtaking on the highway. The gearbox is butter smooth, and when paired with the optional quickshifter, gear changes become lightning fast, keeping you in the flow of the road without missing a beat. The throttle response is crisp, making the bike feel live under you, as if it knows what you want before you even act. The chassis is a perfect partner to the V4 Heart, with an aluminum twin spar frame and a single-sided swing arm that adds both style and stability. The bike handles like it's reading your mind. It's agile enough to dance through curves yet stable enough to devour long straight highways without the slightest hint of instability. The suspension setup, a 43mm telescopic fork at the front and Pro-Link rear shock, soaks up imperfections effortlessly, giving you comfort without losing the connection to the road. And when you need to stop, the dual radial mounted 4-piston front calipers paired with ABS bring you to a halt with absolute confidence. The VFR 800F isn't just about what's under the skin, it's also about making the rider's life better on every journey. It comes equipped with adjustable seat height, heated grips, a full LCD dash with gear position indicator, fuel consumption readouts, and a host of information that keeps you connected to the machine. The aerodynamic fairing isn't just sharp looking, it channels air away from the rider, reducing fatigue on long rides. The windscreen is perfectly shaped to cut down turbulence, making highway speeds feel calm and controlled. You can ride for hours, and when you finally step off, you're not drained, you're still smiling, ready to go again. Price-wise, the Honda VFR 800F has always been positioned as a premium sport tourer that offers incredible value for the engineering and heritage it carries. Depending on the market and year, a brand new unit has been known to sit in the mid to upper range for middleweight sport tourers, often making riders think twice before buying anything else. For many, it's a lifetime bike, worth every penny for the years of reliability and pure riding. Joy it delivers, and because it's a Honda, maintenance is straightforward, and long-term durability is almost a guarantee. This is a bike you can trust not just hidden within its polished exterior are features that many riders might overlook at first glance. The VTEC system isn't just a party trick, it's a technology that combines efficiency and performance by using 2 valves per cylinder at lower revs for better fuel economy, then opening up to 4 valves per cylinder at higher revs for thrilling top-end performance. The single-sided swing arm not only looks like art but also makes rear wheel removal faster and more convenient. The underseat exhaust keeps the bike's center of gravity balanced and gives it that clean, uncluttered rear-end look that never goes out of style. Even the way the fairing ducts air over the engine helps maintain optimal temperature for both performance and rider comfort. What sets the VFR 800F apart is its dual personality. On one hand, it's a razor-sharp machine that can make spirited weekend rides an adrenaline rush. On the other, it's a gentleman's express, refined, comfortable, and capable of eating up hundreds of miles without punishing your body. This is why it has such a loyal fan base, because it adapts to your mood. Want to lean into the corners and push your limits? It's ready. Want to cruise effortlessly with a passenger and luggage? It'll do that too, without complaint. And then there's the emotional side of owning a VFR 800F. It's not just a bike, it's a part of your life. It's the partner that's with you when you escape the noise of the world, the friend that's always up for a ride, and the machine that never lets you down. Every glance back at it after parking feels like pride. Every ride feels like a reminder of why you fell in love with motorcycles in the first place. For riders who understand that motorcycling is more than just speed, more than just getting from point A to point B. The Honda VFR 800F is a living example of what happens when design, engineering, and passion come together. It's not about being the loudest or the most aggressive, it's about being the most complete. It's a bike you can trust in the rain, in the cold, in the heat, or at full lean on a sun-soaked road. It's about connection between man, machine, and road, delivered with the precision only Honda could create. Picture this. You're standing on the edge of two worlds, each promising speed, style, and a ride that will stamp your memory forever. On your left, the Kiwi RKF 125, a street fighter with sharp angles and a fire in its eyes, ready to pounce through city streets like a panther on asphalt. On your right, the 2025 Honda CB350, a modern classic dripping with heritage, elegance, and that unmistakable Honda refinement that's been making riders fall in love for decades. This is not just a comparison. It's a clash of two philosophies, two spirits, and two ways of conquering the road. The question is not which is better, it's which will speak to your soul. The Kiwi RKF 125 wastes no time showing its intentions. It's aggressive, almost cocky, with a muscular naked bike stance, angular LED headlamp, and a frame that feels like it's been sculpted for urban agility. It knows the city is a battlefield, and it's the kind of machine that thrives on quick bursts of acceleration between traffic lights, weaving through tight spaces, and owning every lane it steps into. Its 125cc liquid-cooled engine might sound small to the untrained ear, but the way it delivers power is smooth, eager, and surprisingly punchy for its class. The fuel injection system keeps the throttle response razor sharp, while the 6-speed gearbox ensures you can wring out every last drop of performance. For the rider who values lightness, responsiveness, and a bike that feels like an extension of their own body, the RKF 125 delivers in spades. And the price? It's built to be accessible, an entry ticket to the world of sport-inspired naked bikes without having to mortgage your future. Then you turn to the 2025 Honda CB350, and the atmosphere shifts. The CB350 doesn't need to shout, it has the quiet confidence of a legend. From its perfectly rounded headlamp to the sculpted fuel tank and chrome accents, it's a love letter to the golden age of motorcycling, yet under that classic skin lies modern engineering that hums with precision. Its 348cc single-cylinder engine might be air-cooled, but it's tuned to deliver buttery torque at low and mid-ranges, making it perfect for relaxed cruising or spirited backroad rides. Twist the throttle and the CB350 rewards you with a deep, satisfying note, more mature, more soulful. It's the kind of bike that doesn't just get you from point A to point B, it makes you fall in love with every kilometer in between. The 2025 model refines this further, with smoother gear shifts, upgraded electronics, and Honda's famed reliability ensuring that no matter how long you own it, it will keep running like the day you first sat on it. The price sits higher than the Kiwi. You're buying history, heritage, and a name that generations. On the road, the difference is night and day. The Kiwi RKF 125 is like a hyperactive sprinter, darting from corner to corner, rewarding quick reflexes and aggressive inputs. It's light on its feet, easy to throw into a bend, and perfect for riders who want to feel every vibration of the road, every micro adjustment in their lean. The upside, it's insanely fun in short bursts and in tight urban spaces. The downside, on long, open stretches, you'll feel it working hard to keep up with bigger machines. That's where the CB350 changes the game. It's a long-distance charmer. Its stability, weight, and torque make it a joy to take out on highways, where it hums along effortlessly, giving you that "I could ride forever" feeling. It's the difference between a sprint and a marathon, between a quick thrill and a lingering romance. Both bikes have hidden tricks up their sleeves. The Kiwi RKF 125 comes with a fully digital display that offers a wealth of information, sporty suspension tuning that keeps it planted in sharp turns, and an LED lighting package that not only looks good but also ensures visibility in all conditions. It's a budget-friendly package that feels premium in design. The CB350, meanwhile, hides its modern features under that retro skin. Honda selectable torque control for better grip in slippery conditions, dual-channel ABS for safety, and an assist slipper clutch that makes gear changes smooth and effortless. It's proof that you can look vintage without sacrificing the tech of today. When it comes to the emotional side of riding, the choice becomes deeply personal. The Kiwi RKF 125 is for the rider who wants to feel alive in the chaos of the city, who thrives on quick decisions, tight turns, and the satisfaction of wringing every drop of performance out of a smaller engine. It's for the young, the restless, and the bold. The Honda CB350 is for the rider who loves the journey more than the destination, who craves the wind on long, open roads, and who wants a motorcycle that feels like an old friend from the very first ride. It's for the mature, the soulful, and the patient. Price inevitably plays a role. The RKF 125 will leave your wallet breathing easy, making it an attractive first bike or an affordable second machine for city runs. The CB350, while costing more, delivers an ownership experience that goes beyond numbers. It's about pride, craftsmanship, and a bike you'll want to keep for years, not just until you're ready for the next upgrade. In the end, it's like choosing between a razor-sharp katana and a masterfully forged broadsword. Both are weapons, both are beautiful, but each excels in different battles. The Kiwi RKF 125 is a young warrior, quick and agile, perfect for urban skirmishes. The Honda CB350 is a seasoned knight, steady and powerful, built for long campaigns on open roads. Your heart will tell you which battlefield you're meant to fight on. So here's the truth. No matter which you choose, you're not just buying metal, rubber, and bolts. You're buying a chapter in your own riding story. The question is, will your tale be one of high-speed chases through neon-lit streets, or slow, soulful journeys under endless skies? The road is waiting. The choice is yours. And once you twist that throttle, there's no going back. There are motorcycles that roar with the thunder of edge tech, and some that flex muscles like a heavyweight champ. Like the Honda CT125 Hunter Cub, a legend that doesn't need to shout to be heard. It's a bike that stands quietly in the shadows yet commands attention from anyone who knows what real adventure looks like. The moment your eyes land on it, there's this nostalgic pull, as if it's carrying the soul of a time when riding was raw, simple, and full of stories. And make no mistake, this is no showroom for collectors to keep polished under a dust cover. This is a battle-tested companion for the wild, a two-wheeled explorer designed to take you where others won't even dare to dream. Born from Honda's legendary Cub lineage, the CT125 is an evolution of an icon. The original Honda Cub became the best-selling motorcycle in history for one reason: it worked everywhere, for everyone. But the Hunter Cub takes that DNA and injects it with a rugged, go-anywhere spirit that feels like it's whispering, "Come on, let's see what's at the end of that dirt track." It wears its purpose like armor: high-mounted air intake, upswept exhaust, reinforced steel frame, and that minimalist bodywork that says, "I was built to be scratched, muddied, and ridden hard." Under its modest yet unshakable frame beats the heart of a 124cc single-cylinder, air-cooled engine. The semi-automatic 4-speed gearbox means you don't even have to worry about a clutch lever. Just toe through the gears and let the machine do the heavy lifting. With fuel injection ensuring clean, reliable power delivery in any conditions, it's the kind of bike that starts on the first push whether you're at sea level or halfway up a mountain track. And here's the beauty point that's almost criminal for what you get. Depending on the market, it usually ranges around $4,000, $4,500, which means you're not just buying a motorcycle, you're buying Honda's bulletproof engineering, decades of proven reliability, and a machine that will probably outlast you if you take care of it. This is the type of investment that doesn't depreciate in spirit, no matter how many kilometers you put on it. But here's where the Hunter Cub hides its aces. Its features aren't flashy for the sake of marketing. They're subtle, functional, and quietly brilliant. The raised intake, that means you can ford streams without flooding your engine. The rear cargo rack, big enough to carry camping gear, fishing rods, or even your week's groceries. The long travel suspension, Tuned for comfort whether you're bouncing over potholes in the city or hammering down a rutted forest path. And let's not forget those 17 give you the confidence to take the road less traveled without a second thought. Even the little things feel thoughtful. The exhaust shield keeps you from burning your leg during tight maneuvers. The LED headlight is bright enough to turn night rides into daylight explorations. The side stand kill switch ensures safety when parking on uneven ground. And that low 800mm seat height, it's a blessing for riders of all sizes, making mounting and dismounting a breeze, even when fully loaded with gear. There's something poetic about how the CT125 Hunter Cub blurs the line between commuter and explorer. Monday to Friday, it'll quietly get you to work, never complaining about traffic or weather. But come Saturday morning, it transforms. Suddenly, it's not a ride to the destination kind of bike, it is the destination. Every curve in the trail, every scent of pine or ocean spray, every crunch of gravel under your tires becomes part of the story you're writing. And that's perhaps the most beautiful part. This bike isn't about chasing speed records or proving something to strangers. It's about riding for the sheer joy of it, for the connection to the road, or the lack of one. It's about finding peace in motion and freedom in simplicity. You don't need a massive touring rig with a dozen electronic rider modes to feel alive. You just need a machine like the Hunter Cub, which strips riding back to its purest essence. It's also a reminder that true toughness doesn't come from size, small. You can drop it, scrape it, splash it through mud, and it'll just shrug and keep going. In many parts of the world, this bike is a joy. It's a lifeline, carrying farmers, workers, and explorers through places where roads are a rumor, not a guarantee. Owning one is like owning a passport to the forgotten roads, the overgrown trails, the hidden corners of your own backyard you never knew existed. It asks for so little yet gives so much. The smiles per mile ratio is off the charts, and the longer you ride it, the more you realize that Honda didn't. They built a companion for life's adventures. So here's the truth. The Honda CT125 Hunter Cub may not win drag races or pose like a supermodel in front of a cafe, but it will win your heart, one trail at a time. It's a machine that says, go on, take the long way home. It's the bike that turns every ride into a small expedition, and every stop into a story worth telling. And in a world obsessed with speed, status, and spectacle, maybe that's exactly the kind of hero we need on two wheels. Some machines don't just ride. They leave a mark on your soul, burning themselves into your memory with the kind of power, grace, and engineering perfection that only comes when passion meets purpose. The Honda VFR 800F is one of those machines. This isn't just a sport touring motorcycle, it's a story written in speed, comfort, and precision. The moment your eyes meet its aerodynamic silhouette, you feel that unmistakable pull, as if the bike is whispering, let's go further than you've ever gone before. The sleek fairing, sculpted lines, and the aggressive yet elegant stance aren't just for looks. They are the promise of performance and endurance, waiting for your command. The VFR 800F is powered by a 782cc liquid-cooled V4 engine, a configuration that has been a signature of the VFR lineage for decades. This isn't just an engine, it's a symphony. Each press of the throttle brings a smooth wave of torque,